Hello everybody. So in this video I'm going to be discussing why console games cost more than PC games. As a computer technician, I look at stuff like that. So here's why. When you buy a game for a console, the developer has to make sure that all the requirements, when they do the programming, they have to make sure it meets the requirements for that system to work. So let's take PS4 for example. I have a bunch of games for it, right? Let's take Doom. Everybody knows Doom. So what these guys do is they have to make sure that it's going to work with the hardware. So I go to Walmart or whatever and I go buy the game, I put it in, it will work. Unless it was a bad, when they burn it, unless it was a bad thing, it will work. But the game is $60. And you're going, why is the PC one so much cheaper? Well, here is why. Now, what I noticed is basically when you buy a PC game, it'll tell you the requirements. It'll say required and recommended. Well, the problem is everybody's computer is different. It's not all one standard like the consoles. All the console hardware is going to be the same. So what happens is you go by, oh, I have all the recommended requirements and all that. You go in, it doesn't work. Like let's say the graphics, it starts skipping and skipping and skipping. Well, your graphics card isn't powerful enough to get it. So let's say the game ran you $50, you're going to have to spend another $50 to get a decent sized graphics card. And for me, that's why, for me, I'd rather just buy the console one. Even though I'm a computer guy and I love building things, I don't like to just go through money. And that's why I'm very careful with what I get. But anyway, so, and next, I'm going to discuss how often do I use my gaming PC. As a gamer, I have a Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. I have a PlayStation 3, which has the PlayStation 1 integrated on it. I have a PS4, I have a Switch, I have the AtGames Genesis, both portable and regular. I have a Game Boy Color, and I have a Nintendo DS and a couple spin-off systems. And you're going to ask you, why didn't you name Game Boy Advance and all this? Well, when I was younger, way younger, I didn't have the ability to have video games in my room. Remember, I grew up in the 90s. That was still a very, very big deal. So the deal was, put it in the, actually they were in my dad's office for a while. And then the first system that got put into the family room was the NES, which I now have. So the reason I don't have all these systems is basically a lot of them were bought for the family. Now, I got a Super Nintendo for my birthday one time and I decided to share it. Didn't have to, but I decided to share it. So that became the family. So a lot of stuff is the families. Now, you're going to ask me, why don't I have a Game Boy Advance or a Game Boy Advance SP? At that time, I had no money. I put a lot of money into the arcade gaming, especially the dance machines. I put all that into that particular gaming, and I had a Game Boy Color, and they just kept doing the same thing. Oh, you know, they had shoulder buttons. Well, big deal. I was waiting for something, so I got the Game Boy in '99. My parents bought it for me. I didn't get the DS until couple years ago. I think it was 2000, no, 2012, I want to say I got the DS. And it has more buttons and stuff, and people are like, well, your game, you should have that. Well, I don't want to have too many gaming systems either, because you know you don't play all of them. Now, as a gamer, for me, I am a console gamer. I very rarely game on a PC. I do have a cheap gaming PC, but what do I do with it? I mostly play Doom on it. And the original Doom, using GZ Doom or Z Doom, and I download WADs and do all that. So to get back to the moral of the story is, that's why PC games are always cheaper, because they don't have to make it meet every single thing, because then it would be really expensive. I had this happen to me way back. This is before I started building the computers and doing all that. Well, I got a game. Somebody got it for my birthday, I think. I put it in the computer and tried to install it, and it didn't work. No, it was my sister. Well, it worked on mine. Well, come to find out, we found out that the hardware specs for the computer that I had were better than the one she had. And so we had to put a new graphics card in there, and it worked. But that cost, at the time, I think it was like $40 at the time. Remember, this is early 2000s. So, anyway, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe.